everyone, my name is Dee and welcome to Books and Quirks. Today I thought I'd do a wrap-up and also a currently reading. I'm so sorry that I missed Friday reads. I know I usually post, but Thanksgiving and Black Friday just kind of threw a wrench in my plans, but I still had a wonderful time with friends and family, so I'm really happy that, I had that time, but it's now dying down. Okay, so let me start with the books that I finished this past week. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I haven't yet put the book back in the dust jacket because I just, this was the last one that I finished actually the other night. And it was just as wonderful as the rest of the series. Now it's really amping up because this is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. So now you can really see that, things are really coming to a boil. And in the final book next year, the 6th book, I think that it'll be, an all-out war and conclusion to the series as a whole. So I really loved this. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only downside to this book that I could tell was that it took me a little while to get into it. It didn't quite, or as far as I can remember, I read the 4th book last year, so I'm trying to remember, but it didn't quite start where the last book left off. So it took me probably about 50 pages or so to really get into the story again. But once I did, it was just as wonderful, and I love this series. I won't say anything more because obviously this is the 5th book, and I don't want to give away any spoilers. But if you are interested in Throne of Glass, I have a full review of that first book on Goodreads if you want to look at it. I highly recommend her books, and I will read anything this author writes. The next book that I want to talk about is also one that I've mentioned a few times, and I finally finished the series. I finished the 3rd book, A Million Worlds with You, which is the 3rd book in the Firebird trilogy, and just like the first 2 books, I absolutely loved it. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was wonderful, and I really love anything having to do with the multiverse or, parallel dimensions, which this book does have to do with. So really enjoyed this. Again, I can't give away any sort of summary without spoiling the first book. But I've talked about the 1st and 2nd book quite a lot in my last couple of videos if you want to check those out, and also on Goodreads, of course. So the last book that I finished this past week was actually not on my original TBR. I was supposed to read The Mistletoe Inn, which was going to be a reread, and I mentioned that in my last Friday reads over a week ago, but I actually decided to pick up this one instead, and this is Wedding Bells in Christmas by Debbie Mason. This is just a mass market paperback, but it was a very cute Christmas romance. I've read all of this, I've read the entire series. It's the Christmas Colorado series, and obviously with romances, each book takes on a different character. So this book followed Vivian Westfield, I think is her name? Yes. And Chance McBride and their romance. And the only thing is, with this series, the town is actually called Christmas, and this actually doesn't take place in December. It takes place more in the spring, but it was still fun, and it was still a great read. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but it was still very enjoyable. So now I'm going to get into what I'm currently reading this week, and what I currently just started was Miracle on 5th Avenue by Sarah Morgan. This is actually, I got this in one of my subscription boxes. It actually doesn't come out until next week, so I was quite surprised that it came in a subscription box, a week and a half early, but I'm still very excited. I love this author. I love her romances. I think she's a great writer. And this one does take place at Christmas, so I'm very excited. I just started it, so I'm only 47 pages in, so I'm not far at all. But I do plan on finishing it this week. Then I do plan on rereading The Mistletoe Inn, which I was supposed to already have done, but I plan on doing that as well. The only other book that I want to read this week, if I could speak, is it's actually a non-Christmas book, but I decided I was in the mood for it, and that is Dream a Little Dream by Kristen Geer. I don't really remember what this one is about, but I really loved Kristen Geer's last trilogy, which was Ruby Red, Sapphire Blue, and Emerald Green, which I have up there. But, you know, so I already knew that I would read any book that this author put out because I enjoyed that series so much. That series came out like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. But so it's been quite a while. So I think this has to do with dreams and how dreams get interwoven with reality. But we'll see. So it's a really short book. It's only like 300 pages, I think. Let's see. Just a little over 300 pages, 315. So I should be able to get through this pretty quick, but it'll just be a break in between my Christmas themed books that I have to read this coming week. So that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this wrap up mixed with my currently reading list. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.